Yo, what is up, guys? We are back for another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, and why you clicked on this video today, you want to know how to beat all 10 stages of Extreme Super Battle Road coming soon, very soon, to Global, or you're just a supporter of the channel. Either way, welcome aboard. Nice to have you. Click on the video. Quick disclaimer before we hop into all of the teams, and yes, we are going to go through all 10 teams, all 10 stages we are going to go through. This is the definitive guide, right? At the very least, I'm going to provide you a team with some slight modifications, right, that you can potentially do. But just a quick disclaimer is I do not have every single unit in the game, right? Like, for instance, 3 that come to mind right off the rip. I don't have STR Bojack, I don't have Imp Broly, I don't have Fizz Frieza. So, yeah, they're not going to be included on any of my teams right now. Obviously, all 3 of those units are going to be very good in Extreme Super Battle Road on some respective stages, right? But, you know, I may include them in conversation, but obviously I'm not going to include them on my teams because, hey, I don't have them. So, just a quick disclaimer. Let's go ahead and hop into the very first team. Okay, so another quick disclaimer, right, is obviously a lot of different teams can get the job done, like, for sure. I mean, especially if you've got, like, a whaled out box and stuff. But I am trying my best to make this for the everyman's player, right? But, you know, obviously there are going to be some summonable LRs. Extreme Super Battle Road is not for the faint of heart. Extreme Super Battle Road is not really designed to be done free to play, right? It's not, right? Super Battle Road in general is end game content, so, you know, you do have to have some decent units, you know, with dupes and stuff. So, but, you know, getting that out of the way, let's carry on with the very first team of this video. It is the Hybrid Saiyans / Saviors team, led by none other than Tech Ultimate Gohan. Still to this day, I would argue has the best kit of any TUR in the game. Now, short of maybe the new GT Goku and Vegeta, they do look quite nasty. And then, of course, Str Videl, right? She's pretty crazy as well. But this Tech Gohan, right? So he does it all, right? You get him a good linking partner. He is going to hit hard. He does greatly raise attack and defense infinitely on super attack. He does, again, he guards. He's got attack and defense 140%. He builds up ki. He gets extra attack when he gets hit. He's really, really good. And on top of all of it, he transforms into Ultimate Gohan, and this is just after turn 5, right? Now, in Extreme Super Battle Road, more than likely you'll be getting to turn 5, for sure. I honestly would say in most situations you will be getting to turn 5, and in his particular case, if you're on turn 5 and you've got 1 enemy left, let's see. So when you've got 1 enemy left and they are a Majin Buu Saga category enemy, you are going to be super effective against all types. So a bit niche, but certainly, you know, can be useful. So this is where his link set kind of takes a turn for the better. This guy is crazy, right? And again, you've got not 1 but 2 of these guys. You know, you've the double leader skill, right? Your team is going to be really, really good, right? And you just kind of build the team around Tech Ultimate Gohan, and I think you're going to be good to go. Now, another unit that maybe you weren't expecting is this guy, right? So Tech Hercule. Tech Hercule, he's got a very interesting sort of card, right? So he does stun, or he's got a chance to stun on his 12 key super, and then he does greatly raise attack and defense on his 18 key. So he can get a couple of stacks, great stacks of defense, and he's got this chance to evade. He does lower the attacked enemy's attack. He's good, man. He's solid, and again, that chance to evade, he can hit decently hard if that part of his passive goes off. He gives himself ki, like, he's solid, right? And he is completely free to play, just, you know, get him from the friend summon, right? And then you have to buy his medals with Zenny to Extreme Z Awaken him. Obviously, we know his link set is a bit whack, right? His link set is weird, but you can either, you know, just kind of float him around, or you could potentially link him up with this guy. Another free-to-play unit, right? So this is Hercule and Majin Buu, an exchange unit. Now, they came out during the Worldwide Download Celebration. They are solid, man. They're really solid. Number 1, they're a support unit for Majin Buu Saga. So they're going to be supporting Tech Ultimate Gohan mostly on this team. The team is pretty much built around him, but they do greatly raise defense on Super and they lower attack. When your HP is high enough, they also reduce damage. They've got a medium chance to evade. So between all of those things, they're going to be really good defensively, like really, really solid. And then again, they are going to share some links with Tech Hercule if you decide to do that. But you could potentially just run, honestly, so like this guy, if you've got them at full level 10 links, you can link this guy. This Saiyan lineage link is now a full key 2 link. So you can definitely call this a major key link now. You link them up with Int Gotenks, man. They're going to make a really, really, really solid tandem, right? So they're going to both have Saiyan lineage. Again, Gohan does give himself ki, so he should only need 3 ki to Super. And then beyond turns after that, he's only going to need 2 ki and then 1 ki. And this guy in base is not really the craziest, but when he gets to this version here, he's got a 70% chance to stun, and he's got a chance to triple super attack. He's really good. Like, he's crazy. He's, especially for Super Battle Road. He does have a little bit of RNG in his passive, which is a bit annoying, but he's still really good, right? And then again, you kind of grind up his links a bit. Just keep in mind, he does lose Saiyan lineage for Golden Warrior, so just keep that in mind as you go. You shouldn't have too much trouble super attacking. Yeah, he gives himself 2 keys, so there you go. Still, really, really good. Going to make a solid linking partner with Tech Ultimate Gohan. And then, of course, you've got one of the best banner units in the game, Tien. Greatly lowers attack and defense. You know, he's got this chance to stun, this high chance to stun from his passive. Of course, he is a Majin Buu Saga category support for Super Class. This guy's really good. I mean, what else can you say? Gives himself 3 key attack and defense, 150%. He also gets attack on Super, so he's going to benefit from these support units on the team. And then, of course, LRB Pan, man. LRB Pan going to be getting her Easy A within the next week or two. She can definitely make your life a little bit easier on the stage. One thing to also keep in mind, this is kind of a bit of a, I would call it a bit of a wonky team, right? Kind of a bit of a weird team build. She does have Saiyan lineage, though, by the way. But you do have to have one of every type for Super and Extreme class stages. So, but B-Pan, they can definitely do some interesting things with her Easy A. Leader skills are relevant, but they can definitely up her chances from like a low chance and a medium chance to a high and a medium chance, right, on her 18 and 12 key respectively. So her getting a chance to stun, maybe give her like greatly raised attack and defense for 1 turn on super attack on her 18 key, something like that, just so she can output a little bit more damage, because she does heal based on how much HP she has. And then maybe, you know, instead of that high chance of reducing damage, just give her, you know, straight up reduces damage by 55%. She was built during a time before Extreme Super Battle Road, right? So she didn't necessarily need that 55% damage reduction all the time, right? So, but we can kind of move on. Definitely curious to see what they're going to do. Let's move on to the second stage here. Terrifying Conquerors, right? So this is the team build I chose, right? Now remember, one of every type is required, so this is kind of just the build I went with. Now, this Terrifying Conqueror / Transformation Boost team, led by Cooler, the only problem with this team is Cooler is going to get his cheeks fucking clapped in here. He's going to get hit very, very hard in here, so might not be a bad idea to either run support, or if you can, man, straight up, man, run a different team. Like STR Bojack is going to be very, very good. He's very strong defensively, especially if you've got a dupe or 2 in him. He's going to be very strong defensively. But if you don't, and Terrifying Conquerors is the best team, like this is probably my best villain team. I mean, I would say. I think it probably is. Maybe I could come up with a different one, but like the Tech Janemba team, the Corroded Body and Mind, so we can kind of move on to like STR Janemba, for instance. STR Janemba, This guy is crazy. Like, this guy is really, really solid. Like, his EZA, I think people were disappointed in, but he is kind of unfairly disappointed. Kind of like when Agl Super Vegito got his EZA, right? Although I would say his is bar none way worse than this guy, but he has this, he does massively lower defense, which is pretty good, right? That will help him stack up some damage dealt. But he's got this medium chance of evading, and then he can build up this chance to evade. So this guy can really start to stack up the dodges, and if he's not dodging, hey, guess what? He guards all attacks, so it doesn't really even matter, right? So him guarding, him being able to dodge, he's going to be a defensive dynamo. He's got one of the best link sets ever. Big Bad Bosses, Metamorphosis, Nightmare, Fierce Battle, Shocking Speed, Brutal Beatdown, Fear and Faith. Find me a better villain link set. I'll wait. I mean, maybe you could say like free-to-play First Form Frieza has a superior link set, but this guy's link set is so good. So good. But STR Janemba, man, really, really good. Again, you could run him with Tech Janemba on that Corroded Body and Mind team for sure. They're not going to really link up all that well because, hey, guess what? Tech Janemba has no links, right? Or no key links, excuse me. So, but again, that is what it is. He's still really solid defensively. Now, this was kind of the unit. Like, this guy is still really, really crazy, especially defensively. He is so strong, and he can be very strong. If you're up against 5 enemies, this guy becomes an offensive powerhouse. Just I don't even know what to call him. Just an offensive, just crazy man, right? That's what he becomes. Because he does get attack and ki for every remaining enemy, and then he gets defense. The more HP you have, the more defense you get. And then if you can get this guy to come out and play, it's GG. It's lights out. Good fight, good night. He's got the active skill the very next turn. He gives you the full heal. He gets attack and defense. Let's see. Yeah, he gets attack and defense, extra attack and defense per key sphere obtained, right? So he gets 4. When you get 4 or more, when you get 6 or more, and then when you get 8 or more, he gets additional attack and defense. This guy is really, really good, and he's got a very, very strong link set, especially when he transforms. I believe he loses Gentleman and gets that revival link, but he links up quite well with this guy, and that's why I included this cell on the team, right? Because he's going to really, really beef up in LR cell. But keep in mind, another really, really solid option is the final form Frieza, the int one, right? The free-to-play one who guards. A really, really good choice. But remember, you have to have one of every type. And Fizz, it's just kind of slim pickings. So I guess you could run Fizz final form cooler on this team. I guess you could, make the coolers a rotation, but it gets kind of scary, man. Neither of them have like the craziest defense in the world, so. But again, you could just go ahead and run this guy on the rotation, right? This guy's really good, right? This guy is really, really good defensively. Offensively, certainly lacks a bit, but he's got 90% damage reduction. Say no more, fam. This guy's ridiculous, right? He's crazy. He's a defensive wall. There's really nothing else to be said, right? Just a defensive wall. But to be noted, he can actually do some decent damage when you get him key spheres. But let's move on to the next team. The next stage is the fusion stage, and I decided let's do STR Gogeta as my leader because he does provide a bit more defense than this guy. Now this guy you can eke out a little bit more attack, but just keep in mind you're losing, combined between 2 leader skills, you're losing out on 40% defense in Extreme Super Battle Road. That's significant, dude. Like, don't think that is insignificant. Every bit of defense you can get in these Extreme Super Battle Road stages is going to benefit you. So, in Gogeta, let's just go ahead and move on to him, right? I mean, he's basically your whole team, right? He's probably the best unit on Fusion, including STR Gogeta. I know it's hard to believe, but, unless it's, a fully built up blue Gogeta, I think this guy probably is the best unit in your arsenal, especially if you have multiple copies of him. You've got a dupe or 2, and you give him full additional. Remember, he's super effective against all types. He's got 200 in the first 8 turns. He gives himself key 4, 240% attack and defense. Say no more, fam. He's ridiculous. He is so strong. So strong. But if that weren't enough, he's got a 50% chance to dodge and counter super attacks. He's got an active skill after he receives 4 or more attacks. And this is, I mean, he gets an out of turn 40% attack and defense. And then he also debuffs all enemies by 40%. So I mean, what else can you say, man? What else can you say? He's one of the best TURs in the game, widely considered by many to be the best TUR in the game. My personal play style, I like Tech Ultimate Gohan a bit better. This guy is a little bit more fly-by-night, right? Like, he is so strong, and he hits very, very hard. He does insane amounts of damage, but I don't know. Tech Ultimate Gohan a bit more well-rounded, I think. But, you know, that's a conversation for another video. Get him on rotation with this guy, man, and it's lights out. This guy does some really, really cool shit when you get him Rainbow Key Spheres. So number one, he is lowering attack and defense, and he raises his own defense on super. Very good. But you get him some Rainbow Key Spheres, dude. He gets a medium chance to evade, which is going to be very, very good in Super Battle Road. When you get him 1 Rainbow Key Sphere. When you get him 2, he gets an additional 40% attack. And when you get him 3, he gets a high chance to crit. I mean, give this guy full additional, you know, let him get a couple super attacks in a turn. He's going to be very strong defensively. He's going to be able to evade. He's going to do crazy amounts of damage. He's good, man. This guy is really, really good. One of the top EZA units in the game. And look at that attack stat, bro. Look at that attack stat. Over 20k with that skill orb on there. I mean, wow. What else can you say? Just wow. So moving on from Int Gogeta, these guys. So if by chance you can get Fizz Gogeta to come out and play, I mean, number one, he's going to fully recover your HP. Just keep in mind, this is turn 6 or later, and you have to be below 50% HP. So definitely one of the more rare transformations in the game. And he is attack and defense 150%, and he gets 4 key per Rainbow Key Sphere. So you're basically going to be getting that 18 key super every single time. And I do believe, does he lower attack? Yeah, he lowers attack and defense on super. Very, very good, but it's going to be rare that you get him. Mostly, you're going to have these guys, right? The only problem with them on this team is they have prepared for battle, man. All of these other units have over and a flash, except for like Int Gogeta. You could link them up with Int Gogeta. But like everyone else has over and a flash, and that is an issue. And especially if you've got 2 of them on the team. That's why I chose STR Gogeta. And then again, that little bit of extra defense I think is also helpful. Gotenks and Ghost going to provide a bit of utility to this team, right? So he's going to be able to heal you with Rainbow Key Spheres. He is going to be able to, he's got that high chance to stun. He does greatly raise attack and defense on super attack. You know, he's got a nuking type passive. So if you are going to bring him, make sure you get him a fair amount of Key Spheres. But overall, man, this guy's really, really solid. I think if I were to redo his hidden potential system, I'd probably go full additional. But for now, he's got full dodge. It's fine. Not that big a deal. Right now, I'm not going for no item runs on this stage. But maybe down the line, I'll think about redoing his hidden potential system. And then AGL Gogeta, man. I mean, just overall, just a really, really crazy unit. So, especially when he gets to this right here, dude. This guy, guaranteed crits, 50% chance to dodge. And this guy is so strong. Offensively, defensively. He's so good. I mean, he's sitting there over 100k defense, and he's got a 50% chance to dodge. Yeah, this guy's, I mean, how else do you say, man? Attack and defense 130%. He's ridiculous. What else can you really say? Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to team number 4. Now, this is the Shadow Dragons team. Now, we already know the splendor of Int Gogeta. Int Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, that is. One of the best TURs in the game. You know, say no more, right? Now, where it gets interesting on this team, this guy puts you in a bit of a pickle right now. This guy, you absolutely have to make sure that you get your 18 key super, because he gets the shaft, right? He only massively raises attack on his 12 key super. It's not until he gets his 18 key super that he massively raises attack and defense. Goku, of course, has the opposite, right? Where he's massively raising defense on his 12 key, and then he massively raises attack and defense on his 18 key as well. Keep in mind, both of these units, they do get extra key per Rainbow Key Sphere and per same type Key Sphere. So they're getting 4 key per same type key sphere, and then they're getting 3 key per rainbow key sphere. So if you get them a small cluster of same type orbs, they're going to 18 key super no problem. They do have a 30% chance to dodge and counter super attacks. And then, of course, their turn 4 active skill, man. And then again, dude, look at that. 22,000 attack at the rainbow level. He does have a plus 300 skill orb, but still, man. 22,000 attack, 22,000 HP, 13,000 defense. I mean, they're both still really good. And you get them on rotation together, dude. They're going to share 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 links. And then 2 of the links, dude, Insane Roar, attack 25%, defense 10%, and then GT, key 2, attack and defense 10%. Dude, those are 2 of the better links in the entire game, man. And they both share them. Like, these guys are so good, man. And Goku especially, man, being able to raise defense on 12 key, man, they are both just so strong. But moving on to the rest of the team, Omega Shenron, basically he's only going to be buffing himself in terms of his support type ability. So he will be giving himself key, and then, of course, attack. And then he will be debuffing the enemies by attack minus 40%, which is a very high amount. So for Extreme Super Battle Road, that is going to make one hell of a difference. Have this guy floating around, he's going to be doing some really good things for you. Unfortunately, again, no one else really falls into full power, but that is okay. Now, you've got this girl, Oceana Shenron, Princess Odo. Now, she is, honestly, like, what else do you really say, man? She just does so much, right? So she seals. When the opponent is sealed, she has, okay, so just check this out, right? So she gives herself 3 key, attack and defense 120%, an additional attack and defense 60%, and launches an additional super attack when the target enemy is in attack down or defense down. So i.e. you get her on rotation with STR Omega Shenron, right? She's going to start doing some really nice things. Attacks effective against all types, and a high chance of stunning the attacked enemy when the target enemy's super attack is sealed. So when she's getting her double super attacks and potentially her triple super attacks, she's going to be doing lots and lots of damage because she's super effective against all types, right? She's one of the better banner units in the game, man. She's pretty good. She's pretty good. This guy is definitely the one you could sub off. This guy makes me nervous. I will probably end up taking this guy off of the team. But just for sake of diversity, you could realistically get away with it. Because he's supporting the team so much, right? He's giving a Shadow Dragon Saga attack and defense 30%, which is good. It's a shame he doesn't provide key. That's kind of a bummer, right? But, you know, hey, what are you going to do? And then he's only got 6 links. Actually, maybe... and then he's got 1 team. Cheezo Pete's, man. Boy, did he get the shaft, huh? But anyway, the one other cheat code you have is this guy provides 170% all the way around to grade 8 power. So just keep that in mind, right? So we can go ahead and move on to the next stage, though. Peppy Gals. Peppy Gals led by Int Ribrianne, but realistically, a lot of these units lead Peppy Gals. Obviously, STR Videl is a full 170 Peppy Gals leader. So if you struggle, wait until she comes out, right? And you can go ahead and just run her as a friend and then just use Int Ribrianne as your leader. So Int Ribrianne, though, she does so much. If she were a pure Saiyan or like on Realm of Gods or something, she'd be one of the better units. I mean, she is still one of the better units in the game, but she'd be considered like a top unit in the game. Because look at everything she's doing. So she's supporting her team. Key 2, attack and defense 30%. She's debuffing the enemy's attack and defense up to 30% on a full Peppy Gals team, no problem there. She gives herself attack and defense 120%, and she's giving herself additional attack and defense 10% with Peppy Gals allies on the team. So she is, i.e. she's really crazy, right? She's so strong for Super Battle Road. Oh, and she seals on Super, did I mention that? So she just does so much for her team. So good. You've got Fizz launch, man. She just does so much, dude. I think she can quad super, greatly lower attack and just lower attack and defense, right? So after she transforms, also to be noted, she's on transformation boost. That's interesting, right? So yeah, she does greatly lower attack and defense. That's what I thought. So she could potentially do 4 super attacks, right? 4 super attacks, greatly lowering attack and defense on super attack. I mean, what else do I really need to say? Seals the attacked enemy super attack when there's another Pepe Gal's category ally attacking in the same turn. On this particular team, not a problem at all, right? So launch, very, very good. You could potentially run a double launch and have very good success as well. We've already gone over Oceanus. You get Kale and Caulifla on the same rotation, it's lights out, baby. Good fight, good night. I believe on a full Pepe Gal's team, she's at least rocking like an 80% chance to evade. I think it might be higher than that. So per 8% per Universe 6 or Pepe Gal's category ally on the team. I cannot say Pepe Gal's tonight. I don't know what my problem is. But she's not going, on this particular stage, she's not getting guaranteed dodges like she does basically in every other stage in the game, right? Because you're not up against Pure Saiyans or Universal Survival Saga, right? So just keep that in mind, right? But she is going to have a very, very high chance to dodge. And she does infinitely stack. And you get her on rotation with Kale, and she's going to get a chance to launch additional supers. So she could potentially launch 3 super attacks in a turn. Kale is particularly impressive, especially when you get her next to a Caulifla unit. So she's going to have guard, right? Again, another top tier unit with guard. Again, one of the better banner units in the game. So she's got this guard. She can potentially launch 4 super attacks, but not in this particular stage. She can launch 3, I believe, though. So just keep that in mind. You get her a couple stacks of her defense, dude, and with her guard, she will not take damage. She won't take any more than like 20 or 30 or 40k on super. She is so crazy. And then of course Demon Thickness Toa, one of the Dragon Ball Heroes units. If you don't have her, I think you could probably find a replacement for her. She's just a really, really solid unit, right? She seals. She does have a chance to give you a full heal. So when your HP is 50% or less, yeah, high chance of an additional, all allies key 3 attack and defense 30%. Does have a potential in giving 40%. And then extreme class allies attack and defense 50% and recovers 50% HP when HP is 50% or less. So she could potentially provide like 90% support. It's honestly kind of, I don't even know what else you call it. It's just absurd. How about absurd? Absurd amount of support she provides, right? So she is a really, really good unit. But let's move on to the next team here. A common thread you're going to notice, right? This guy is on a lot of teams, right? This guy is really, really strong. Really strong, particularly defensively. This is Hybrid Saiyans, right? So the next team, the next stage of Extreme Super Battle Road, Hybrid Saiyans. People like to talk shit about this guy. This guy is still very, very good, particularly, I would say, when there is no Trunks, because he is supporting Bond of Master and Disciple. So unfortunately on this team, only himself, right? I don't believe you're Bond of Master and Disciple, are you? Oh no, he is. So he'll be supporting him, so that's good. Key 1 attack and defense 30%, that's definitely solid, because that guy hits ridiculously hard. But in future Gohan, when HP falls below 58% HP, when HP is 58% or lower, excuse me if I could talk tonight, he gets 58% damage reduction. So this guy, along with greatly raising defense for 1 turn, can do some really, really nice things. And he does have Saiyan lineage. Again, here we go. A major key link now. You can't say he struggles for key anymore, right? If you've got that link activated. This guy's very strong, man. Particularly defensively, he does some really, really nice things. And he does have Cold Judgment, which he shares with Tech Ultimate Gohan. They make a really good linking system, right? So they have Cold Judgment, Saiyan Lineage, and Fierce Battle. So they're giving themselves a lot of attack, defense, and key. Very, very good unit. Do not let someone tell you that he is not good, because he is, right? Now, he can get clapped if he doesn't have his damage reduction active, sure. And if he doesn't get super attacks, sure, he can get clapped. But the rest of this team, you shouldn't really have to worry about him. This guy has 58% damage reduction. I should probably grind his links up a bit more, make him a little stronger defensively, and offensively, I guess, too. But regardless, this guy is still really good. He is a general support unit for Super Class, Key 2, and then attack and defense 30%. These two, so this Trunks and then this Goten, if you get them on the same rotation, they are very, very strong. So they both, when they are on the same rotation, they get like a crazy amount of attack and they get an additional 30% damage reduction. So yeah, they get an additional attack plus 70% and damage reduction 30% when they are on the same rotation. And obviously full level 10 links, they are going to be doing some really, really naughty things together, right? Just really, really, really disgusting combo. So 70% damage reduction, just keep in mind no defense there. So it is imperative they are on the same rotation, right? And then again, this Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, he's just going to do, all you need to know about this guy, he's going to be doing just the most obscene amount of damage you've ever seen, right? Don't even worry about this last part of his passive. You will never activate it, right? It's not possible on the Hybrid Saiyans team because you need a Movie Heroes Goku. So just keep that in mind. But again, definitely going to be doing a lot of damage for you regardless. And he's got the original LR Gohan mechanic. Let's go ahead and move on to the next stage. So this is one of those teams where I don't have like the primo unit, right? The Fizz Final Form Frieza. Fizz Final Form Frieza Angel, I do not have. So he is obviously going to be a very, very good choice. I decided to go with a full Saiyan build. Now, with this full Saiyan build, luckily you're going to have like a lot of like Saiyan lineage, prepared for battle type units. So you get this guy linked up with this guy. This guy is like a top 5 unit in the game. This guy is so ridiculously ridiculous. So good. So this guy, he does the most just immense amounts of damage, right? You could say colossal amounts of damage, right? So having this colossal damage and mega colossal damage multiplier along with SA25, he just does so much damage, dude. So much damage. And he gets guaranteed double supers. Raises attack and defense on super. So 2 guaranteed raises of defense. He's going to be an absolute killer in Extreme Super Battle Road. No doubt about that. Gets Key 5 when there's a pure or hybrid Saiyans enemy. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is the Res Warrior stage. So in several of these stages, you are going to be up against a pure or hybrid Saiyan, so just keep that in mind. Actually, it might be all 3 stages. It might be. I know for sure the first and the last stage, you're up against a pure Saiyan or a hybrid Saiyan. So just keep that in mind, right? I don't think the second stage, is there a Gohan? I don't know. There might be. Hard to remember, right? But this guy is so good, right? And then when there's a Goku's family, which again, in the first and third stage there are, he is super effective against all types. This guy is damn near a must run in this Extreme Super Battle Road stage. You've got this Vegeta, if you so happen to have this Vegeta. He's going to link up incredibly well with this Goku. They're going to share, I think, 4 links together. And then you can get the unit super attack and the active skill. So that is very, very significant for something like some difficult content like Super Battle Road, where he gets Key 1, attack 59%, and defense 78% for 1 turn. He, of course, has the Int Rose mechanic where he's getting attack and defense every time the key rises by 1 up to 70%. This guy's really good. I mean, this guy's very strong. He's not like a top 10 unit or anything, but he does do some really, really nice damage for sure, and he can be solid defensively after he supers, right? So this guy, quite good. AGL Bardock, still really, really good. He does infinitely raise defense. When you are against an extreme class enemy, which unfortunately you are not in the Res Warrior stage, but that is okay. He is super effective against all types when he transforms and stuff. When he transforms, man, he does get really, really good. He does raise attack and defense for 1 turn. He gets damage reduction. He's got a chance to evade. This guy's really good. He's got a chance to crit, gives himself 3 key. This guy's really good, man. Really, really, really solid. I really like this AGL Bardock. He's definitely grown on me as the time has gone on. And we cannot forget the leader, man. I might not have Fizz Final Form Frieza, but this guy at the very least is completely maxed out and pimped out with skill orbs. So this guy is really good, especially when he gets to this guy. He becomes Gogeta. where he's super effective against all types with 3 key spheres. And then he becomes Janemba with 6 key spheres, where he guards, right? And then he becomes Gogeta with 3 key spheres, where he's super effective against all types. This guy can do some really, really just magical things, right? Greatly raises defense as well. This guy becomes a very, very strong defensive unit. Even this guy is quite strong defensively. And then he does get attack and defense, so he gets more... I believe he gets more attack the greater the HP, more defense the less HP. And then when he gets 3 or more key spheres, he does get additional attack and defense. So either version, you can't really go wrong. This guy is definitely nothing to just slough off, right? Like, this guy is still crazy. So let's go ahead and move on to the next few teams. So the next stage is Realm of Gods, led by none other than one of my favorite TURs in the game, Fizz. In my opinion, still one of the better TURs in the game. All he has to do is get hit once, and he tanks everything, and he does ridiculous amounts of damage. Just like, he does damage that's pretty much unparalleled by, like, considering he came out a full calendar year ago. He came out in Trunks and Goten's spot last year, right? So Fizz, and he's still hitting he hits hard as them or harder, right? Like, he really does. All he does is he needs to get hit one time. So basically what you can do a couple of different things. So this Extreme Super Battle Road Realm of Gods, you can wait for Agl Ui Goku and Vegeta to come out, right? But you don't really have to do that. You could easily wait for them to come out and just beat it then. You could build the full team just around both of the Beerus's, link one of them up with Str Ui, link one of them up with Vados, and then just kind of fill in the rest. Or you can kind of fill in the rest with Saiyans. So definitely a unit like this, so LR Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta, right? They're obviously going to do some really, really good things. People kind of forget about this unit, forget how crazy ridiculous they are. They are extremely powerful for sure. And the meme of this video is definitely the word ridiculous, right? Because all of these units, they really are, like, there's really not much of another word to describe them. They just are all so strong. And honestly, like, you have to have strong units. We're not rocking a ton of free-to-play units in here, right? So, but anyway, upon getting Rainbow Key Spheres, they do get a chance to crit, additional percent to crit. And then they also get additional attacks. And then if they can get 2 great raises of their attack and defense, they become very, very good, not only offensively, but defensively as well. So... and then they do also lower attack. They are a very, very good option. But if you do not have them, there are certainly other options. Str Ui Goku, another unit to link up with the LR, right? So they're going to have Tournament of Power and a lot of other links for sure. But this guy's still one of the better units in the entire game. Still one of my favorite units in the entire game. I had the most fun summoning on his banner. Pulling him, it was really, really fun, right? So, but he slowly, not slowly, but with every dodge, he builds up his key attack and defense. You know, basically turn 1, he can output some really, really good damage numbers, and he can basically tank all damage, right? If he dodges every single attack, let's say you put him in the first slot, he dodges 7 attacks. I mean, just for sake of argument, right? And he's fully built up. He gets you a 24 key super, gets you like 6-7 million attack stat. Can you really ask for much more from the guy? Now, what can happen is on occasion, the RN gods can kind of be upset with you for something you've done, and he won't dodge any attacks, right? And then you just completely die, and your run is ruined, right? So the original no item run for Realm of Gods, that happened to me probably over 100 times, right? So, but he can definitely do some really, really nasty things when he builds up. Still a top tier unit for sure. This guy, another just really, really strong unit, especially on a full Realm of Gods team. He's gonna be sitting there with like 120k defense, and then he gets additional attack and defense upon super attacking, and he gives all of his allies a chance to perform a crit, and then he's also giving them attack. Or, I'm sorry, an all allies chance of performing a crit and attack 20% when all allies attacking in the same turn are Realm of Gods. So then he's getting more attack, right? So he can really hit some impressive damage numbers. I mean, he can hit 3, 4, 5 million very, very easily, right? 4 or 5 million I see on a regular, especially with some support on rotation. So, moving on to the next team, the Majin Buu Saga. Now, I did include some units that maybe, I don't know, maybe you wouldn't think of. So, Candy Vegito, definitely a very, very good unit, right? For a free-to-play unit, man, he's, you know, Candy Vegito, he infinitely stacks attack and defense, 70% chance to dodge. He's got a nuking style passive. You do want him to get tech orbs if you can potentially get him tech orbs. He does get more attack and defense that way. But mostly you've got him on the team for his chance to dodge. But by the end of a long fight, he actually can output some pretty good attack numbers, I would say. And then you've got Hercule. He does have a medium chance to stun and a high chance to dodge, a 50% chance to dodge. And he does get damage reduction, so on the off chance he does get hit, or on the 50% chance he gets hit, he can potentially just reduce damage from 50 to 90% depending on how much HP you have. So if you are rocking a lot of HP, you know, he could potentially get clapped, right? He can get slapped up, but mostly you're just counting on him to dodge, right? And then Agl Super Vegito, a very, very good unit. Despite his EZA being slightly disappointing, he is still really, really good. So he reduces normal attacks by 80% and he counters. You want him to be running the first slot. He does raise allies' attack by 35%. And if you do fall below 40% HP, he does have the ability to force these super attacks, but that's, you know, considering that this unit here has it unconditionally for 10 turns when he gets to this, it seems as though Agl Super Vegito got the shaft, right? But this guy, this Goku and Vegeta unit, the leader of the Majin Buu Saga, they are damn near what I call a perfect unit. They raise attack and defense on super. They have 120% attack and defense just in their passive. And then they also have damage reduction, dude. What can't they do? I mean, they don't dodge, but like it doesn't matter. They reduce so much. They are so strong defensively. They don't need to dodge, and they've got a medium chance of launching an additional super attack. So even at 55%, they are going to absolutely just kill it in here, right? So they are really, really strong. Of course, probably the best unit I would say on Global Dokkan. They are. Very strong. Again, I would say damn near a perfect unit. And you can do some really, really nice damage with Super Vegito. Just keep in mind, this guy not nearly as strong defensively as Goku and Vegeta. So maybe use him as more of a last resort, or if you really, really need that 50% heal. Remember that this guy can only come out and play turn 4 and beyond, and then 77% HP and lower, I believe. Lower, right? Let's see. Special Fusion. Yeah, 77% HP or lower, so. But obviously this guy can do some really, really good damage. And again, you've got 2 of these guys on a team. I mean, you're going to be hard-pressed to lose. So, and then this guy here, if you potentially get to this form, you know, it has to be turn 6, 50% HP or less. So definitely not easy to get. But if you do, this guy has 150% HP, or excuse me, attack and defense. He doesn't really need anything else, right? And then he counters normals with tremendous power. He does raise allies super attack on his 18 key. This guy is still very, very strong. Mostly you'll be hanging with these guys. These guys still very, very strong. Attack and defense 120%. Oh yeah, by the way, Super Vegito, he gets 4 key on Rainbow Key Sphere. So just throwing that out there, right? And fully recovers your HP. And the other ones we've already gone over, you know, Tech Ultimate Gohan, a common thread on a lot of these teams. And the last team, Potara, right? So I decided to throw a little diversity on this team. This is pretty much a Realm of Gods sort of build, except for the leader, right? So she is going to help. She is really good. So she actually guards. I think people kind of forget about her. I need to grind her links. She is very, very strong. She's got some very strong links too. But she provides a chance to crit for Realm of God's allies, right? Yeah, and then attack and defense 40%, which is no small number, right? So she is a very good support unit, and again, she guards. She does also greatly raise attack and defense on her super attack. Very, very strong, right? A unit that you could definitely include on any team you can run him on. It's definitely going to be a good idea to run him, right? Fizz Vegito Blue greatly raises attack and defense on super attack. Of course, he can super attack 4 times. He counters normals with tremendous power, reduces damage from normals by 40%. I mean, what else can you say, right? I mean, he's so good. He's so good, right? Just an absolute powerhouse. You know, you can't really say much more about this guy. He's still like the top EZA on global, not counting LR EZAs, right? And then this guy, we've kind of already gone over his counterpart, but you get the blue boys to come out and play, man. They are still amongst the tippy top units in the game. You put them in the 3rd slot, and they've got this 50% chance to dodge. They, of course, have their active skill that can be activated on turn, I think, is it turn 6? Let's see. Actually, I think you could potentially activate it as soon as they come onto the battlefield, right? That is a thing. Let's see. Yeah, you could potentially get that. You can potentially get this, but it's going to be rare, right? Even in Extreme Super Battle Road, it's going to be rare. So this guy still really top tier. Still a top tier unit, right? So does build up attack, defense, and ki every single time he attacks. He can potentially super attack 3 times for you in 1 single turn. Of course, raising his attack and defense every single time. So, and then Kabito Kai. So Supreme Kai and Kabito, they are really good. Just a really high utility unit. So they like heal, they lower attack, they stun, they do a lot, right? They do a lot. And then of course they do have, so this guy has a high chance to stun. And then when you can get this at any point, he's just whenever you feel like you can get the transformation. This guy's got a guaranteed seal. And he gets a little bit of a power up, but his debuff is a little bit worse, right? But he still does heal. But guys, that's it. I mean, that's all 10 stages in a nutshell. Feel free, you know, to let me know what you think of these team builds in the comments below. Oh, I forgot one guy. This guy's here. He's a little bit of a flashy unit. Like, he does so much damage. He can definitely find his way onto any team, right? Because he does so much damage, right? Especially with like a support unit like her, where she's providing him a chance to crit and stuff like that. Like, just keep in mind, you definitely do want to keep him out of harm's way. All he does is greatly raise defense on super attack for 1 turn. And he's not sitting there. He's not exactly sitting there with 200k defense and then he greatly raises defense. He's sitting there with like 70k defense and then he greatly raises defense. So it's not a huge raise of his defense, right? Because that's a very low defensive stat. For a summonable LR, 8,600, that's very low. A lot of TURs you see in the game are much higher than that. So just keep that in mind, but he certainly can be very effective. And then he does have his rage mode. But guys, again, let me know what you think of these team builds, man. I'm very excited for Extreme Super Battle Road. Slap a like if you've stuck around this far. I will go ahead and put a timestamp, which I probably should have included in the beginning of the video. But I'm going to go ahead and put a timestamp so you can go ahead and skip around. But consider subscribing if you happen to be new. I love all of you guys. Thank you so very much for the support. It means the world to me. And I will catch you in the next one. Later.